but I got to get me a laptop my damn self.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? My bad for the technical difficulties.
Yo, this is the second time that happened this season.
Lucky for everybody, I am here. But check.
Right, now that we got that right, we got that together. Sorry for the mishap.
Give me this intro, Jay. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, today we got the usual crew. It's the MLB with Nate on a wonderful Thursday. It's me, the host, Nate. You're along here with D Rigger, Unk down at the bottom, as you can see. Of course, last but not least, we got Dr. Dre, the man behind everything. Jay, he's the one that creates everything, makes everything look good, makes everything look presentable. Without him, we don't have a show.
Listen, I make everything look bad when it mess up. I'm telling you, it's not on Nate, it is not on D Rigger, it is on me, it is on my shoulders. I take the mistakes, y'all, on everything, kid. I swear we're gonna start it off right because they be professional. We was just talking about that behind the scenes. You know what I mean? But yeah, things be thinking and it just don't be working, son. I think somebody in the universe think we coming after their job because Nate be on point. Well, Unc, what's good with you?
Man, it's Thursday, man, and whoo, man, it been a long week, even though it ain't.
Who you telling? I almost brought us back to Monday. I did your intro.
Oh my God, bro, damn, I don't understand, but we good though. We here.
Yeah, I can't go through another week. I need that weekend right now.
Yeah, it gotta come soon, don't it? It gotta hurry up and get here. But
Yeah,
you know what? And that's scary because it's gonna go fast. It's already, like I said, it's already didn't we just do the show
on Monday?
Yeah, but wasn't that yesterday? Shit, that's what it seemed like. It just went by so fast, bro.
It definitely felt like it, yo.
Yo, it's going too quick. That's all I got to say about that.
But speaking of a wonderful show, we have one right ahead of you guys to show present tonight, yo. And without further ado, you know we always start off with some highlights. So we're gonna get to the first highlight tonight, and let's see what we got for you guys.
Fly ball center field. Duran. Oh, it's going to be over his head, and it's out of the ballpark. Carl Crawford with his second home run of the year. Fly ball center field. Duran. Oh.
So wait, that was his son who did that, Nate?
Yeah. So Carl Crawford, who's a former Major League Baseball veteran. His son is now currently playing for the Philadelphia Phillies. So it came full circle because his father, when his first home runs was in Boston, and now his son hits a home run in Boston for the Phillies.
Nah, that's dope right there.
His son name is Justin Crawford.
I can't hear.
Hold that. A base hit for Ewing. His first base.
I want that sound.
To the wall. Let's watch it run. Baby goes to third.
Beautiful.
Ewing's going to go all the way to third as Baby scores on A.J. Ewing's first big league hit, an RBI triple.
RBI triple. Watch that again. First hit. Let's go. Amazing. This is amazing right now. Simply amazing. Let's go. Let's go. His last name would be
Hold that. A
Ewing,
base
yo.
hit for
How
Ewing. His
fitting is
first
that?
major league hit. It'll roll to the wall. Let's watch it run.
Okay,
Baby goes to
We watched
third.
it for the
He's going to
third
be
time.
waved around. Ewing's going to go all the way to third. As
But
baby
okay, yeah, I'm not doing this on purpose. I swear. Nate, I swear I'm not doing this on purpose.
Hold that.
Nah,
For Ewing. His first major league
nah.
hit. It'll roll to the
Seriously.
wall. Let's watch it run. Baby goes to
Oh, this
third.
is
He's going to be waved around. Ewing's going to go all the way to
matrix right now. Nate, I promise you. I promise you I'm not.
Hold that.
I'm really trying to stop it. Y'all, this is not even funny at this point. Yo. So, oh man, for real, not. Come on, stop doing that. Dude, I'm tired of it.
Hold that. A base hit for Ewing. His first major. Hold that. A base hit for Ewing. His first major league hit. It'll roll to the wall. Let's watch it run. Baby goes to third. He's going to be waved around. Ewing's going to go all the way to third as Baby scores.
See, what wouldn't be a show without something crazy going on live. That's how our shows are. Every single one of our shows. From this show to Moments with which you can find on Mondays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, and along with the virtual Man Cave show, the OG show, which we will have, which between tomorrow and Saturday we will be having as well. We will have the whole crew involved, along with us here, myself, D Rigger, Jay, Leo the Batman.
We might
Troy
not
the
have Jay. We might not. This could get a little daunting here. You know what I'm saying, Nate?
He'll
We
be
gonna
there.
have to. We gotta hold it. Yo, I'm really thinking about this shipping this fool a laptop or something. Listen, because all the stuff runs through Jay. Uh, we would have a little banner that goes down at the bottom that says donations, donations, donations. And it would say that if you could get on the Twitch, it has a little locale where you can get in there and you can send some donations so that we could keep this up. Nate, we just right here running off of just you and me, bro. What we gonna do?
Oh, we're gonna keep rolling. We're gonna keep
Okay,
on rolling.
that's right. But wait, now how we gonna do it though? I mean, we usually show highlights and we just gonna talk about these people now. What we gonna do?
Yeah. Well, I got some things. I guess. Well, also besides that, you got the we got news and stuff that I need to talk about as well. Anyway.
Well, pop off on the news, man. Let's see what kind of stuff we got, and hopefully Jay. We're just waiting for Jay to get back. I'm hoping that y'all are in the comments. If y'all out there, please, if you do, just write in there. He'll get back in there, and I'm sure we'll show him as soon as he gets back in here. But in the meantime, Nate, drop that news on us. Let us know what we got going on in Major League Baseball.
Yeah. So in the meantime, first and foremost, we'll start off with the first news. Very sad. Sad moment.
Hi, Kathy.
Hey.
Kate.
Recently the passing of legendary Atlanta Braves coach Bobby Kopp, who just recently passed away on I think May 9th of this week.
Damn, yo, condolences to all the
Listen, I
Atlanta
want
Braves
to
and
show the
everything, man.
picture, but I'm afraid that my camera's gonna get stuck there. Like it's going to yeah. I just want to apologize.
Jay, say that no, Jay, don't apologize.
I do. I have to.
Nate just explained we doing live television.
I know we're doing live television,
we're
but
doing what we do.
Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. We've been doing this for a little bit too long. We should be better at this. My laptop screen is cracked, so the touch screen, I guess, is messing up certain things.
Jay, we got
my bad, y'all.
Only thing we got to do is just give them the banner, bruh, and show them the donations. The people out there love us. They're gonna see it, And then they're gonna go and they go like, we gonna help this brother Jay. We gonna get him a new laptop, and this ain't never gonna happen again.
Listen,
we gonna be all right, Jay. Don't worry. We got you, bro.
Kathy, we appreciate you. If you haven't already done so, can you please subscribe to the channel? You know, more than just MLB baseball with Nate the Great. We do several other shows. Yo, it's dope. It's funny. We some characters out here, yo.
No.
So, my bad. Yeah, my bad. I just had to throw that. I feel bad, y'all. My bad.
That's cool. That's cool. But as I was saying, Bobby Cox, born Robert Joe Cox, back in May 21st, 1941. Long time Atlanta Braves head coach, but he also was a player also as well. He's born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, died in Marietta, Georgia on May 9th. He started his MLB debut as a player in April 14th, 1968 for the New York Yankees, and finished and played. He only played 1 year, which was until the following year with the Yankees, where he only had a batting average of 225, 58 runs batted in, but he had his most impact as a manager. He first started as manager for the Atlanta Braves from 1978 to 1981. And then he went to the Toronto Blue Jays from 1982 to 85. And then he had his longest run with the Braves from 1990 to 2010. He was during that time, he was a two-time World Series champion. I forgot to mention 1977, he was a coach on the 1977 Yankees team where he won a championship. But 1995, when the Atlanta Braves defeated the Cleveland Indians for the World Championship the year after the strike. So he's also a four-time Manager of the Year. His number 6 was retired by the Atlanta Braves, and he's also in the Braves Hall of Fame. He was inducted into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame in 2014. And he through his managerial career, he went up through the ranks from when he first started the Yankees with Fort Lauderdale, moving up to the Syracuse and International League. Then when he was in the Braves, he replaced Dave Bristol. Bobby Cox, he was one of those coaches. Like for all those years, I remember the Atlanta Braves for like about 19 years. They ruled the National League East for a good 19 to 20 years. They ruled the National League East.
Yeah.
And you got to take all the great players that played under them, from John Smoltz to Steve Avery to Greg Maddux. You got Chipper Jones, David Justice, Otis Nixon, Deion Sanders, Terry Pendleton, Walt Weiss, Fred McGriff, the Crime Dog.
And they had a plethora of players down there in Atlanta, boy. They had Bobby Cox was an amazing coach, man.
Yeah,
he was an amazing, and he was a quiet man. He never was loud. He never seemed to lose his cool. He might have been a stodgy old man in that dugout, but I'm gonna tell you what, he was well respected, and that was in the National and the American League, yo. I remember when I was a big baseball fan and being a Yankee fan, the only thing you ever was worried about was the Yankees. That was the one thing I never did get a chance to see. Yankees and the Braves.
The 96 World Series?
Oh, it was 96, wasn't it, huh?
And then the 99 World Series too.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you was in another part of the world, huh?
I was in Japan, bro. Yeah, you right. I was in Okinawa at the time.
You was sleeping when they was playing.
No, yeah.
No, for real.
Actually, for real. Yeah, tell the truth, Jay. You right. It was. It's like a 13-hour.
I wasn't even being funny. Bro. It's just a whole different time zone. You was knocked out.
You right. You was absolutely right, though, bro. You absolutely right.
Now the Braves did honor Bobby Cox with a memorial before the game. They honored him as well as Ted Turner, who had recently passed away as well, former owner of the Atlanta Braves. John Smoltz had said that he never, when he talked about the passing of Bobby Cox, he said that he quoted, "I never wanted to go anywhere else. That's why I stayed for 20 years. I wanted to play for Bobby." I think that resentment was around the rest of the league as well. Our day's going well. How's yours going?
Nate, pay that no mind. My computer's glitching right now.
Oh.
That's a
Okay.
repeat. She said that earlier.
Oh, my bad. Because I was trying to read the notes and
You was
everything.
reading before. Hey, Jay, you doing your job. Go ahead, Nate. You doing all right.
So again, we offer our condolences to the Cox family. A great manager, for a long time. Did a lot of impact on a lot of great players. Andrew Jones was another one who I didn't want to forget. Yeah, he actually was one, like, remember Andrew Jones was showboating in the outfield? That's what I remember. He showboated in the outfild, and then he
snatched his ass up, got him out of here.
got him in check since then.
He got his ass. He said he ran over there and told him, we don't have that out here. He told him, you done. Go on, get up in them showers, boy. He threw him right out, too. It wasn't even a head. He came to the dugout. He asked him what the hell he was doing. We don't do that here. Go take a shower. Send him. He's gone.
Classy, kid. We don't showboat. We don't gloat. We just take care of business and go home.
He pointed him out, too. He pointed him out.
Well, the thing about it is you can't showboat and then not make the play.
And not make a play. That's what he was mad about. Yeah.
Oh, you showboating and you didn't make the play? Oh, no.
Listen, Andrew Jones was one of them special talents out there in center field for the Atlanta Braves at the time. Don't get us wrong. But when he did what he did, he was just out of place. He was really just, I don't know, maybe baby mama was out there in the field, in the stands or something. He was just showing out. Bobby, hold it. No, we not having none of that. His
son is now pursuing his MLB career. He was drafted in 2022, Drew Jones, by the Diamondbacks, so he's down in the minors. So again, to Bobby Cox, rest in peace to him and his family. Also, other news we got going on as far as transactions and injuries. We got Kyle Riley, also known as the Big Dumper from the Seattle Mariners. He was placed on the injury list today with a right oblique strain. As the Mariners finished out their series with the Houston Astros. Tyler Glasnow, of the starting pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers, was placed on the 15-day injured as well. Then you got Roman Anthony, the outfielder for the Boston Red Sox. He's going on the injured list with a sprained finger ligament. Also, what's happening there was a trade. There's a trade that happened as far as the Los Angeles Dodgers and their division rival Arizona Diamondbacks, as the Dodgers acquired Alex Thomas from the Arizona Diamondbacks. Excuse me, we're even I'm having technical difficulties right now. I had everything set up. Oh, so
hold up, Nate. Let me ask you something.
Uh-huh.
How do you sprain a finger ligament? You better put some duct tape around it and go out there and play.
Nah.
They say, how do you sprain a finger ligament? Like this.
You better tape two fingers together and go out and play.
Nah, like this.
But you gotta remember, Jay, fingers, hand injury is more severe in baseball than certain sports, because you still have, even if they play in the outfield and it's not the hand they catch with,
you gotta throw that ball, catch that ball. That's right.
And when they're up to bat, you can feel that pain when you're trying to swing.
Yeah, it just depends on what.
I know what you're thinking, Jay. It's fully Warriors. I got you, but you can do a whole lot more damage.
I mean, hey, I get it. I understand. You got a jam finger. You don't want to play. I respect it.
So
that's why they be losing to the in the World Games. To my man he was a mechanic. He was just working on engine. You know what I'm saying? He came to play. He came next. He in the world championships of striking everybody out. That's what I'm saying.
So for the completion of that trade, outfielder Alex Thomas was traded to the Diamondbacks in exchange for 17-year-old prospect Jose Requena, who was part of Los Angeles International signing class, and he hasn't made a debut yet. So
wait, son got traded for a 17-year-old who didn't even play yet.
Hold
That's
up,
crazy.
Wait a minute. Ain't that the kid that can throw the ball like crazy, crazy hard?
Yeah.
This Jay, you ain't got to. There's reason behind the madness, bruh. They was in there clocking this kid throw pitches, and he was 17 years old, and he was sustaining like 98-mile-per-hour pitches.
I mean,
I
the
respect
trade.
that. But imagine being a player and you told you getting traded for a kid who's 17 years old. That's foul, bro.
It ain't foul. You got to understand the nature of God-given talent. I'm gonna tell you, if I didn't see it for myself, I would tell you this, that I think you'd be right about that. No way in the world should a 17-year-old take over where somebody who's 24 or 25 and got a little bit of time in is taking over.
Listen, every time
But
that team ever traded me, every time I play them, I'm gonna destroy you guys.
you should, but you
I'm
better
gonna
be
destroy
aware.
you guys.
You better be aware that the thing that they traded for is that thing. When I
Yeah,
say
okay.
thing, because
They haven't even.
these
He's
kids,
not.
hey,
Everybody looks good in practice, and I'm not hating on this kid, but I'm just playing devil's advocate. He's never played in an MLB game.
Yeah, but this is the
He's
scary
never
thing,
played in an
bro.
MLB game.
They're out there judging this kid on what they see, and what they see alone is when he does get that entry in there in his first major league, this mug is going to make a lot of people go, "What the F?"
Yeah, wait, just
bad.
to be clear, I want the kid to do well. I want him to be
I
great.
know you do. I know what you're saying.
I
know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Just playing devil's advocate or just looking at the flip side of the coin, this kid has not played 1 minute in it. He hasn't even worn MLB uniform.
But that's what's scary because they've seen him and they would do all of this to put him in.
I mean,
and
I get it. From the
organization, and he's all
organization standpoint, cool. As a player, don't do me like that. Don't do me like that.
See him.
As a player,
y'all never see him either.
He's advancing the game. I'm him. I'm advancing the game. You gonna get rid of me for him? Wait till I see y'all next year.
No, not next year, Jay. They play in the same division. They'll see him a couple more times this season.
Like 9 times, yeah. It's like, was it 9 or 11 the number is when you play interdivision rivals? You 13. Get them like 9. Oh, it's 13. 13 a season.
I would make sure they go 0-13 every time they saw us.
You going, well.
So, for Alex Thomas, he may not be that. He may be he's not offended because the fact is he was designated. So when you get designated, a lot of times you're pretty much on the outs from the team anyway. They'll send you down to the minors and they call someone else up from the minors during that time. When they designated Alex Thomas down to the minors, they called up Ryan Walsmith, one of the Diamondbacks' top prospects. So it might be a fresh start for Alex Thomas. Was needed. He was only batting 181 when he was traded.
That's because they want to show him no love on that team. He's gonna be a killer now.
He batted 181 with 2 home runs and 4 steals. He was drafted back in 2018. Now people in Arizona will still love him because he did go on a run as the Diamondbacks went to the World Series in 2023, which they eventually lost to the Texas Rangers. So Diamondback fans still is going to have some love for him, but a change in scenery might be what's needed.
Listen, I hope the young man do great when he go to this new team. And I hope when he see his former team, he get him the business. I hope he get 8. I hope he get 4 steals in 1 game.
4 steals.
Jay just putting the Tootsie Roll. Oh, Jay, he just doing bad, bro.
Nah, I want him to get 4 steals in 1 game on his former team. Get 2 home runs in that game. You know what I'm saying? What position he played, Nate?
He's in outfield.
I hope he snatch everything. I hope he's just playing snatchies. And whoever tag up, I hope he gun him down. If you're tagging up, because he's going to get you. Y'all going to trade that man for a 17-year-old who didn't even play yet. I feel disrespected for that man. I don't even know him. I'm going to be his #1 fan now. I'm going to be paying attention. What's his name again? Alex Caruso?
Alex Thomas.
That's what I said. Alex Thomas. Alex Thomas, I'm your number one fan right now. Again, I'm supporting you. It's gonna be great.
Returning out there talk about thanks.
We got in one instance we got Max Fried of the New York Yankees, who left the game early yesterday after 3 innings with the Orioles with a sore elbow. Hopefully, we're thinking it's not something serious. He pitched 61 pitches in a 7-0 loss by the Yankees to the Orioles. Yankees lost the series 2-1 to the Orioles after sweeping the Orioles the week before in New York. They came down to Baltimore and lost 2 out of 3. So they'll keep up. So right now, Fried is going to be considered day to day. We'll see if it's going to be any long-term standing for him to be placed on the IL. Carlos Rodon from the Yankees has returned, and he pitched on May 10th against the Milwaukee when the Yankees were in Milwaukee. He didn't look too good. You know, you see the rust. He pitched 4 in the 3rd innings, which gave up 2 hits, 3 runs, and walked 5. So you're going to see how he's going to be as far as returning back from the Yankees. Yankees still waiting on Garrett Cole as well to return, who should be back by sometime in June. But we'll see if they make any decisions. If the Yankees are still playing pretty well, me personally, I'll hold Cole off until after the All-Star break. Yes, my opinion.
When is the All-Star break?
In July.
Dang, you gonna hold him out that long?
I mean, you got to remember too. Cole is in his mid-30s, mid-state. So I'd rather and especially right now when you're still playing well, it's not a desperation move when you need him. But Cole is a competitor though, so I know he's not going to want to wait that long to play.
Yeah, he a dog, man. We ain't gonna do him dirty like that. Would you give him limited playing time or something like that? Like you'll play maybe one. If we have, let's say, 4 games this week, 5 games this week, we'll let you play 2.
Well, pitchers only pitch every 5 to 6 days.
Oh, he a pitcher. Oh, yeah, man. Listen, nah. Sit down. Yeah, you're right. We'll keep you warm. You can do some practice pitching, but we'll look good. You could be in the dugout. I mean, not in the dugout. You can be in the over there practicing in the bullpen.
Well, he's rehabbing right now, pitching in the minor leagues. So
he good then. He playing. He all right. Sit tight.
So we'll see.
We'll make them rookies look bad.
Also, in the news, Major League Baseball and the Players Union have met to begin labor talks to try to avoid another lockout season. They've started conditional. Sorry, something distracted me in the house. Conditional meetings. Just to get an idea of what you want to talk about. They got less than 6 months before the expiration of the labor deal to make a decision, or it could impact games for the 2027 season. Not the end of this. So we at least know we're not going to get the same situation we had in 1994, where the labor it broke down in the middle of the season.
Right in the middle. That was the worst thing ever, yo. I still don't think baseball recovered from that, yo.
It was a Sunday too. I remember watching that game because I'm watching it and I watched the Yankees that day and I'm like, oh, they'll be back. They'll be back tomorrow. I'm treating it like New York, with the MTA. Oh, MTA went on strike. You ain't going to school tomorrow. Yay! Then tomorrow in the morning they had a deal. Everybody's open. That's what I'm thinking. But so Major League Baseball, I think they'll come up with an agreement because they realize you just started getting your popularity back. I mean, people have always watched, like me, myself. I've never stopped watching. But you can't afford another lockout because now if you have a lockout, right now if you say during the off season, we still haven't come to agreement, but you come to agreement before the season starts. As long as it's before the season, not even exhibition, but before the season starts, you'll still have your fan base. But if you go into a lockout and then the next season is a wash or something along those lines, you could lose your momentum because if you look at the last few World Series. People have tuned in. Yankees versus Dodgers. Then there was the Dodgers versus the Blue Jays. People were tuned into those World Series. 100%. You had the fan base, but then you not only like last year, you not only had the U.S. with the LA Dodgers being one of those teams who are now the villains of the Major League Baseball. You had a whole country in Canada that was tuning in. And Toronto Blue Jays, just like the Toronto Raptors and any other professional team that's playing in an American major league sport, they're representing a whole country. And the Blue Jays are the only baseball team in Canada professional in the pros because there's no more Montreal Expos.
Yeah, I'm still mad they paying double taxes. That's crazy. Like, if there's one team I want to be traded from, it'll be the Blue Jays. Listen, don't put me on the Blue Jays. I retire. I'm out. I quit. Defer my contract from the Blue Jays. Somebody take me. I play the bench. Put me in a minor league. Don't send me to Toronto. And it's nothing against the beautiful city. And I just want to put it out there. It's nothing against the beautiful city of Toronto. Nothing against the wonderful people out there. I'm pretty sure you guys are amazing. Shout out to the Mounties. Shout out to the Mooses. Shout out to everybody out there. All right, in Toronto. Okay. But if I'm a Major League Baseball player and I got to pay double taxes, no.
I mean, you look at them contracts though.
Yeah. So imagine how much taxes they taking out. Look at them contracts. Look how much money you losing. Put me in America. Leave me in the United States and just one of y'all take my pockets. Just dig in my pockets. Why two countries got to fit?
During their opening presentations, the one thing that's been always to talk about is Major League Baseball. The Players Association has always resisted a salary cap. Of course, the owners want to have a salary cap, but it's like this that back and forth, especially with Major League Baseball right now is generating a record in revenue, and also it's seeing the television ratings skyrocket, as I was talking about. So you got players like Shohei Ohtani out there who are leading the charge as far as the ones that's marketable that people tune in to see every day. So for Major League Baseball, figure it out. Figure it out. That's how I'm saying.
No salary cap. Give them the bag, yo. All right, stop playing.
Right, you're basically showing you see that you have players. You have people who are interested, and then not only with like Shohei Ohtani, you got players. Baseball with the diversity in the sport. You got so many Latin players like Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Fernando Tatis, Ellie De La Cruz. You got so many great players. Along with you got players like Pete Alonso. You got veterans like Mike Trout. You got Pete Crow Armstrong. You got James Wood out there for the Washington Nationals. C.J. Abrams, Mookie Betts. You got a lot of great talent out there. Along with the international, like we were talking about the international, they have camps over in Dominican Republic and whatever, and they're developing players year in and year out, all throughout the year, actually. And so you're at one of the highest peaks you are right now. Don't figure it out.
It's saying it take money to spend money. I got the money, spend the money, give them players what they deserve. Because how Nate just said, he gave you the rundown. You got quality talent in the league right now that people want to see. Pay them players. Because one thing I love about baseball, and it's really no matter what game I watch, you can tell even if it's competitive, the players are having fun. The game is fun. Usually throughout every game, there's a random moment where you can see them players are still playing as if they're 9-10-year-old kids playing in the dirt in the sandbox. And the only reason why them players can do that is because they know they are making a substantial amount of money playing the game they love. You don't want players upset thinking about their money. I should be getting paid more because of the work I'm putting in, because of the injuries, I might receive, because of the time I'm spending away with my family, because I know how much personally I bring to the game by playing this game. Even though I love it, I know my worth. Make sure baseball get it right. Pay them players they worth, yo. Because the game is grown. Like Nate said, it's international. You got camps in other countries. You're developing players. So you're going to get a good skill quality player that's going to come over here when you do have the opportunity to draft them. Or it may put you guys in a position to realize, hey, we have so much talent that we all can't fit it in the MLB over here. We can open up other leagues internationally, other places. So please, give them players what they deserve.
and can maybe even create a little small minor league for old wash guys like me, so I can get out there and try to relive my glory years.
And don't they call that? Ain't that the fantasy league? Ain't that the fantasy league?
Wow, did you dirty? He said you're not even good enough out there to run anymore.
No, I mean they already got those. Like you could go to, you can go to Fort Lauderdale and just get in one of them little league where you could go out there and play with your favorite player, and then think you can, hi, I'm Nate McGregor on third base. You can do that shit.
Yeah, Nate, he trying to play you, yo.
They know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I'm just laughing at I'm just laughing at the name. I'm just laughing at the name.
Yeah, yeah. That's a great baseball name, Nate McGregor. That's a baseball name right there, Nate. You get you a moniker. There you go, Nate.
Was that your spy name when using the CIA?
Nah. Actually, I have a spy name. You want it?
No. We want to stay on. We want to stay on the live air tonight.
It's Mark Johnson.
Mark Johnson. Okay, MJ.
There you go, Mark Johnson.
So that wraps up your news transactions and injuries for the week. Currently, we're going to go to the standings. Our current standings, as we say of today, right now, there's only one game. There's only one game still on right now, and that's the Dodgers and the San Francisco Giants in LA, playing in LA. They're in the bottom of the third inning with the Dodgers up 2-0 right now. Dodgers are currently batting. Andy Pages is up batting right now.
Andy Pothead.
In the American League, the Tampa Bay Rays still hold the top throne in the East right now for the American League East at 28-14. Yankees have seen a slide over the last couple of days, but they're still in second place at 27-17, 2 games behind. Baltimore Orioles are 20-24. Then rounding out is the Toronto Blue Jays at 19-24 and Boston Red Sox at 18-25. The Cleveland Guardians lead the Central Division at 24-21. They hold a 1-game lead over the Chicago White Sox, who are now over 500 at 22-21. Rounding out the rest of the division is the Minnesota Twins, the Detroit Tigers, and the Kansas City Royals. For the American League West, the Athletics are still holding on to first place at 22-21. They follow with they have a 1-game lead over the Seattle Mariners, who are 22-23, and the Texas Rangers, who are 21-22. Rounding out the division is the Houston Astros and the Los Angeles Angels. In the National League, the Atlanta Braves, first team to 30 wins this year. They are 30-14. They lead the division. They have a 9-game lead on the Philadelphia Phillies and the Washington Nationals, who are both 21-23. Then followed by the Miami Marlins, 20-24. And because I already know what I'm gonna hear if I don't say it, followed by the New York Mets at 18-25, who are 11.5 back. They are in last place. But remember, with the New York Mets, they have more than 10 players currently on the injured reserve list, on the injured list. And at least 3 to 4 of those players were top signings these offseason signings. So until those players come back and the Mets are at full strength, we'll see how they handle it. Now they did just sweep the Detroit Tigers. They finished the sweep against the Tigers. So once that team gets at full strength, then you can really fully evaluate them. And hopefully they do get at full strength. Moving on.
No. Go ahead. Ask your question.
Go ahead.
About the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
Was all that really necessary? Because they're really not doing that good. And you really held the whole damn 3-minute montage of information on the Mets. Why are we hearing about the Mets?
Nate, don't pay attention. Anybody who got thumb holes in a hoodie so their finger can go in there, we're not going to listen to. I'll just be like, ooh. He got the whole thumb through his hoodie. How old are you, Unc? Little kids and senior citizens do that.
Well, the only reason I wanted to bring the only reason I brought that up, Unc, is because of a recent comment made via Outkick by former New York Met Noah Syndergaard, who used to be known as nicknamed as Thor. Noah Syndergaard said that Pete Alonso and Brandon Nimmo, along with Jacob deGrom, were some of the biggest, in quote, biggest conservatives he played with, and he claimed that they all wanted out of the craziness that was going on in New York.
Man, come on. Syndergaard became, oh my God, bruh. I heard about that idiot. Yo, he done went, he went from Thor to Chud, didn't he? Oh, oh, sucker ass, sucker. And then he said all the rest of them guys wanted to get out. I wouldn't put it past anybody, man. I ain't gonna lie. Syndergaard, you hurt my feelings, bro. You butted out, bro. You butted in. Actually, you did what you shouldn't have done. You went out there and you put something in the place of the goddamn game, and you sound stupid. You sound. It's okay for people to leave, and if that was the case, they left because of all that. I find it to be pretty ignorant. Play your game, play your sport. Don't you don't have to be involved with that shit. That's crazy business. He ain't Thor Thundergaard no more. His ass is.
But he hasn't played since 2023 when his last stint with the Cleveland Guardians. Jay, would you like to make any comments on your former Met? Because you always said once a Met, always a Met.
This is true. Once a Met, always a Met. But once you disrespect the Mets, ain't got no love for you, player.
I'm with you on this one, Jay. Yeah,
Like,
bro.
for real,
He
like,
wrong. He dirty. Like for real, bro.
you
Shut
know,
up. Shut up.
if you
Really,
going,
shut up.
one thing I never do, right? And this is just my code of ethics, how I roll. If I'm cool with somebody and I stop being cool with them, I don't throw dirt on their name because at one point in time we was cool. So what I look like throwing dirt on your name. And another thing I won't stand, even though we not cool no more, don't think I'm gonna let somebody throw dirt on your name while we around because that's my business while we not cool. That's between
Right.
you and I.
Yeah, that's
I'm
right.
too solid to let anybody be like, yo, I heard, Joe Schmo Blow is a you can't talk that around me, fam. You better go save that for somebody else who's willing to listen because that's sucker sauce. You know what I mean? So for old boy to just run his mouth like that and talk bad about his former team, well, you a sucker MC, bro. We ain't listening to nothing you gotta say, and that's why you a former Met, you're not a current Met. So get out of here, bro.
Even if it's true, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's true, not one of them guys have ever been out in the media spouting any of these things. And I don't think it's fair. I don't feel it's fair that you out former players about a situation. I didn't know that, DeGrom or any of these guys may have had a problem with the Mets. Only thing I know is that they didn't give them what they wanted to sign for. They got signed or picked up by other teams, and I have never heard anything derogatory come out of their mouth about the Mets organization or living in New York or any of that. And
Exactly.
I don't think it's fair. I just don't think it's fair. And Syndergaard, I think he was wrong. I think he shouldn't. You can
I mean,
affiliate yourself with whatever you want to and say, like you say with the disclaimers, Jay. You can say whatever you want, but it don't represent the team. It don't represent the players of the team. Other people, and you should
nope.
keep it like that. But that's not what he did. He called them all out, and then he said, and they didn't like it because of the way things was happening in New York City. I ain't never heard one of them guys say anything. I ain't never heard one of them guys complain about New York when they left. I haven't heard one bad statement from former team players on the New York Mets in the same time that was gone when Syndergaard was gone. Which makes me to believe that, yo, bro, you're on some other shit, and that's probably why you ain't got a job now because you full of shit. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Word to the mother, son.
Yeah, because even look at the recent departure of any of those. Pete Alonso, when he went out there, he still thanked the Mets, and he said He said the city demands their best, and he's proud to look back knowing he gave everything he had. And he said he got no ill will. You know, even though he might not have been happy with them not extending him a contract offer.
He never
And
said a word. He never talked bad about him. You're right. Yeah.
right, which is the Orioles. That's why he ended up in Baltimore, because they were like one of the first teams that gave him an offer. So but he still didn't speak ill will of the Mets. I love how after that one little statement, we got some traction on pretty much a topic. As soon as I said what I said, you and Jay and Unc both had a lot to say. I appreciate that.
But there's a lot to be said on it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, anytime Nate, because there's certain things, I may not know about baseball, but there's just certain things that's just common knowledge and proper etiquette and how you carry yourself. And that's not how you conduct yourself as a human being, as a man, as a professional in anything that you do. And that just lets other people know, other organizations know, to be like, yeah, we're going to stay away from him because he don't know how to be cool. He ain't cool with his.
And I'll add on, and I don't think that he should have brought in any of their outside political or, whatever their lifestyles are and mixed it in with what the team had. I never heard a bad report coming from the team on why they let the players go. I heard all of them got left when they left, got well wishes from the organization. I never heard anything bad about it. And yet here you come, you want to leave or you want to talk shit about, people talking bad about you because what your affiliations and what you've done, and now you want to come in and start bringing people in with it. Come on, bro. That's probably why his monkey ass is not playing in professional baseball anymore. Because first of all, you're a fucking whiny ass, can't take care of yourself, and second is that you're a big ass MF snitch because you just gave up everybody for no reason and no reason. You just didn't want to be the only one to go down. And I hope they drowned his ass. Personally, I hope they drowned him. I hope they drowned him because it's messed up. It's messed up. He's a heel, and now he wants everybody else to look like a heel. That's bullshit. You left and you messed that up. All them dudes got good contracts, and you're just a bitter ass white boy. That's all it was. And
as we say on the show, ladies and gentlemen, the opinions of everyone on this show is theirs and theirs only. So just so you know, there's no one player bashing. But everybody here is voicing just an opinion. So please don't look at it and take it any way to heart. Just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. I appreciate both of y'all for your takes and views on it. I don't fully agree with his comments either. I think that it may not be all of them who have the same sentiment, because some of them have spoken highly. Some of them haven't said anything. Like Brandon Nimmo hasn't said anything. He's out in Texas just minding his business. I haven't heard anything from Jeff McNeil, who's out with the Athletics. So maybe it's just a one-off, and not just that one person who in his thoughts. Because unless any of those people corroborate his story, it's just one person's opinion and one person's view.
Right.
Moving on, the National League Central, the Chicago Cubs still hold on to the division at 28-16. They have a 2.5 game lead over the Milwaukee Brewers, who had a strong showing over the weekend when they swept the New York Yankees. Them and the St. Louis Cardinals are tied 2.5, with St. Louis being third with 25-18 record. And then rounding out, the Central Division still has the only division where everybody's over 500, as the Pittsburgh Pirates are 24-20, 4 games out, and the Cincinnati Reds are 23-21 in last place, 5 games out. That's crazy. When the last place team is still over 500. And then rounding out the league, you have the National League West. The San Diego Padres are currently tied for first place with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, that will change if the Dodgers win today. They'll be like a half a game up. The Arizona Diamondbacks are in third place at 20-22 record. And then rounding out is the San Francisco Giants in fourth at 18-25, and the Colorado Rockies at 17-27. So those are your MLB standings. Also, since we've gotten later in the season, we can give you a little bit about the stats. So here's going to be the leaders for just certain stats, not every single stat, but your top 5, and this is all of Major League Baseball. We're not breaking it down by by leagues. We're breaking down it's all baseball. So for batting average, your top 5 is Brandon Marsh of the Philadelphia Phillies and Shane Langelier of the Athletics. They're tied for first with a batting average of 340, followed by Otto Lopez of the Miami Marlins at 339. Then you have Riley Green of the Detroit Tigers batting 331. They're tied for fifth. And rounding that out at fifth is excuse me, I say it wrong. Eldemaro Vargas of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Your home run leaders in the league are Kyle Schwarber of the Philadelphia Phillies, who hit another home run tonight against the Red Sox. I was watching that game earlier. He has 18 home runs. He leads the league, followed by Aaron Judge of the New York Yankees with 16. Third place is Byron Buxton of the Minnesota Twins with 15. He's tied with Munetaka Murakami of the Chicago White Sox, who has 15. If you haven't watched him on the Chicago White Sox, he's been hitting bombs. So
You said
check.
that so nonchalantly.
Yeah, he does.
That fool that fool is samurai swording these balls out this park, bro.
Yeah, so he's been a pleasure to watch this year as well. And Matt Olson of the Atlanta Braves rounds out with 14 home runs. And then for your runs batted in, RBIs, you have Liam Hicks of the Miami Marlins leading the league at 38, followed by Matt Olson of the Braves with 37, CJ Abrams of the Washington Nationals with 36, Andy Pajes of the Los Angeles Dodgers with 35, and Jonathan Aranda of the Tampa Bay Rays with 33. Then we're going to go over to the pitching side of things, where you have current leaders. You have in wins Aaron Ashby of the Milwaukee Brewers. He's the nephew of Andy Ashby, a former player. He has 7 wins. Second is Chris Sale of the Atlanta Braves with 6. He's tied along with Jose Soriano of the Los Angeles Angels, and they both have 6. Actually, and also with 6 is Paul Skeens of the Pittsburgh Pirates, another great young phenom pitcher. And then rounding out the list is George Kirby of the Seattle Mariners with 5. I'm going to go with your strikeout leaders. It's Jason Mizorowski of the Milwaukee Brewers with 80. Dylan Cease of the Toronto Blue Jays with 75. Then you have Christopher Sanchez of the Philadelphia Phillies with 67. Gavin Williams of the Cleveland Guardians with 66, and Chris Sale of the Braves with 64. And then for your closers, your closing leaders, you have Riley O'Brien of the St. Louis Cardinals with 13. He's tied along with Cade Smith of the Cleveland Guardians and with Mason Miller of the San Diego Padres. They all have 13. Rounding out is Brian Baker of the Tampa Bay Rays. He has 11. And Lucas Erceg of the Kansas City Royals, who has 10. So those are your current leaders throughout the season right now. Also, another news topic that I forgot to bring up and last bit didn't mean to. Back on May 2nd, Seattle great Randy Johnson's number 51 was retired. Of course, as you know, Ichiro Suzuki was retired last year. They actually wanted to induct both of them last year, but Randy Johnson wanted Ichiro to have his own moment. So, which Randy said, "I'll wait till next year." And so this is unprecedented, as most teams don't never retire the same number. But in this case, both players were so great that both of their numbers are retired, and nobody has a problem because I don't have a problem. I think it's rightfully deserved. The fact that Randy did allow him, with all the success Randy had in Seattle, he gave permission for Ichiro to wear that number.
I mean, that's why Randy Johnson is a legend. He killed the bird, bro.
He always go back to that.
Because, I don't think people realize, see, we watch baseball now and we see a lot of great pitchers and what they do. And shout out to everybody who do what they do now, but there will never be a Randy Johnson. That man he was a demon on the mound, like a saint off the field. Wonderful person. But when he was on that mound, he owned the mound. Like, batters were scared of him. Like, that's when I was really watching baseball. I was into baseball. Like, that's when I was I could call myself a baseball fan. when Ken Griffey Jr. and the rest of them was in the league and stuff like that. I was tapped in. I was tuned in. Yo, batters was really afraid of Randy Johnson. Like, I used to watch his games just to see batters in the batter box, and you could see the fear in their eye. I could smell it.
But you gotta understand though, Jay. This dude is standing on a rise mound. He already stands 6'10",
throwing
and
missiles.
he throws almost sidearm
missiles,
and he's throwing on an average. They say he was throwing 97 miles an hour on average for 10
if
years.
His average is 97. You know, a lot of them heaters was, we know because we watched it. It was over 100, 101, 102,
and
100,
he was buzzing
89.
people, buzzing them like he just throwing bees at people's faces. That's all you heard.
So that even increases his legend for him to be like, yo, he can get it. Yeah, I'll come next year. Let him get his own, bro. Let him eat. Like, that's really, that's a great dude, man. Like, for real.
Yeah.
Shout out to Randy.
And that's at the time when throwing 97, 98 was considered epic. Now you got guys throwing higher. You still got to roll this Chapman hitting 104 at his age.
And that's what I mean. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
hey, wait. But check me. How old is Aroldis Chapman?
Chapman's about 36 now, if I'm not mistaken.
Is he 36?
Yeah, he's
You know what? I freak out. He has been around over 10 years.
He's 38. Right? He's 38 years old.
So he on El Duque shit.
El Duque.
El Duque.
I just don't like the way you say that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's been in the league for 15 years.
I can't believe Aroldis Chapman has been in around that long, bro. That's incredible. And I do remember him on an early 2010 team, you know what I'm saying? With the Yankees and him going back. Yo, dude that's crazy. He's throwing faster than he should be at that age. That dude is tossing them.
No, so just a quick stat note to correct that he was with the Yankees in 2016 and then came back from 2017 to 2022. He started his career for the first 5 years from 2010 to 2015 with the Cincinnati Reds. And then, of course, the Yankees in 2016 traded him to Chicago, where he won the World Series with the Chicago Cubs. So again, shout out to Randy Johnson, well deserved. Also, on this day, 30 years ago, this day, back in May 14th, 1996, Dwight Doc Gooden pitched his only career no-hitter for the New York Yankees against the Seattle Mariners, where they won 2-0, and which was a great moment. In that game, he threw 134 pitches, even though some say it was 136. He walked 6 during that time and struck out 5. And he was just at that time, he was the 8th pitcher in Yankee history to throw a no-hitter. It was a very feel-good moment at the time and a great moment for him because he had just returned back from an 18-month suspension of drug abuse. So it was a great defining moment for him at that time, a great comeback story.
Shout out to the story, shout out to the moment, because that's dope. I'm glad he did that. What I didn't appreciate about everything you just said, Nate, was your opening statement. 30 years ago today. Good gosh. Woo! For real? For real?
You was a teenager, huh?
I was turning 14 that year.
I was turning 16.
I was already turning stuff.
You already had injuries older than us.
Yeah. I was playing ball over there, so yeah, I could have.
You in 1996, you was already 403.
Give or take. Give or
Man,
take.
you got to think about it and do the math.
Because it was 1992. I mean, that was, that was a lot of sushi and sake up in that joint at that time.
So moving on to our next topic. Since next after this, we're gonna go with a quick shout out to the Athletes Unlimited Softball League, also known as the AUSL, which is the Women's Pro Softball League. They're launching their second season, and they actually were in Brooklyn and New York City, where they were talking about they're going to be scheduled on ESPNW Summit in Brooklyn, which they were at, promoting the league. It was actually a cool moment for me. It was. I know, they had a 10-second billboard that showed when they were out on 42nd Street. Now they were on 42nd Street. You had two players out there who were actually showing a pitching demonstration, and they showed their billboard of their league during that time, and all the women were ecstatic to see their billboard and see their faces showing up there, advertising their league. So just wanted to give them a quick shout out, for AUSL news for the week.
Hey, shout out to the ladies. Do your thing, ladies.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Looking forward to the team.
I got a daughter who's going to be looking up to you, ladies. So just be stellar, keep being wonderful. Even if I didn't have a daughter, there are other little girls right now who currently play softball, who are looking up to you, who want to aspire to be where you guys are at. So thank you for being the pioneers right now. Thank you for being the faces. Thank you for being, great athletes overall. And just keep doing what y'all do, man. Promote the league. And you got a fan right here, y'all. You got a fan right here. I'm going to a game. Matter of fact, they got not to switch up, and I know this is baseball, but I'm talking about the ladies and stuff. They have an amateur league out here in Greensboro, a basketball league. I think it's called the Groove or something like Greensboro Groove. I think their inaugural game, their first game is tomorrow. I'm going to do my best to go out there and support them and just, give a shout out to what they got going on. It's basketball. I love all levels of it. I don't care who's playing. But I'm going to go support these young ladies because they out there living a dream. I wish, I'm low-key happy. When I say I'm jealous, I'm happy jealous because I wish I had this opportunity, on the come up when I was playing basketball to, they had like an amateur league, something of this nature. But they did it, and it's okay. But for those who had the opportunity, I'll support you because I want you to keep living your dream. So, ladies, keep doing what y'all do, yo. Y'all are amazing.
Sure indeed. Let's see what we got next. Next up, we got one of Jay's favorite segments. It's our Shining Stars this week.
Let's go. Who we talking about this week?
And this week for my Shining Stars, I chose one Shining Star who is very early. He's only had 9 at-bats. But I'm going to go with A.J. Ewing, currently of the New York Mets.
He's amazing.
Ewing.
Talk about the guy we just watched for 16 minutes on the bases.
I mean, and listen, y'all, I do apologize about that once again. I mean, but that was a great hit. Did you see how excited his dad was?
Yo, I gotta admit.
Like, did you see how good he looked? They looked
at
him in the jerseys.
Replay. It was nice, bro. It was nice. It was pleasure.
And if the Matrix had to make a mistake, that was the perfect time for it to do it.
So AJ is born August 10th, 2004 out of Kettering, Ohio. He made his debut with the Mets on May 12th, which is just 2 days ago. He attended Springboro High School in Springboro, Ohio, and as a senior, he hit .464 with 37 RBIs. He originally had committed to play baseball at Wright State University, but then changed and went to the University of Alabama. He was selected in the 2023 MLB draft with the New York Mets, where he signed the deal for $675,000. And during his professional career so far, he played the Florida Complex League into the Mets. He's also, and during there he played down with the FC, which is down in St. He also played the St. Lucie Mets as well, where over 90 games he had batted .233 with 10 home runs and 49 RBIs. And so moving on to our next shining star of today, the week. We just spoke about him earlier, Munetaka Murakami, who is first baseman and actually he's a third baseman as well. Also, last thing about AJ Ewing, he got one of the greatest numbers ever, 9, because that was my favorite number when I played. But Murakami for the White Sox was born February 2nd, 2000. And I'm not going to try to pronounce all that, but the first part is Kumamoto, Japan. And there's another part to that. I think it's Kumamoto Prefecture, Japan.
Prefecture, exact. Very good. Japanese lesson number 1.
He made his professional debut.
Kumamoto Prefecture.
Oh, you made all that.
I did not make it up. I'm Blackanese. Don't be
He made his professional debut September 16, 2018 for the Tokyo Yakult Swallows, where he played for 2018 to 2025. From there, over there in that league, he was a 4-time All-Star. He was a Japan Series champion in 2021. He's a 2-time Central League MVP, Central League Rookie of the Year, Triple Crown. He had 3 Best 9 awards. He's a 2-time Central League Home Run Leader, Interleague Play MVP in 2022, and Hochi Professional Sports Awards 2019. He said he was in the Summer Olympics where he won gold with Tokyo 2020, and it won gold in 2023 for the World Cup Classic in Miami. He started playing baseball at the age of 5 and became the team's first baseman and cleanup hitter. He played in the Koshien National Tournament back in 2015 in his first year. And they called him he earned the name of Babe Ruth of Higo, which is the former name of Kumamoto Prefecture. Current stats.
Good. You trying to make him say it twice. Go ahead. He messing with you.
I know I am.
With you.
Anyway,
if you would have gave it to me, I'd have read it for you perfectly, Nate. If I decided I'd read it, see, make fun of my Japanese, I'll high karate your monkey ass.
That's what you like to wear.
So batting through 149 at bats this year, he's batting .228, 15 home runs, and 29 RBIs. So for this week, those are your shining stars for Major League Baseball.
Listen, shout out to my boy Ewing. He already got a New York famous name, so he's gonna live up to it. Everybody with Ewing, they do well, even though I'm not a Knicks fan. I'm not like Unc.
What I got to do with that?
You're a Knicks fan.
That's right. I'll rock it. And we're going to go all the way because we're not the Lakers, but we're going to go all the way.
Yeah, you got 2 teams.
Now moving. It's all good. It's all good. That's how we do on the show. Moving on, our next thing is going to be upcoming games. So, college football and even all sports have like their little rivalry week, I guess you want to say. So I guess this weekend is almost like that. And I'm going to focus more on the in-state rival games. There's some other games going on, but I'm going to focus on the in-state rival games to check out. First, we got the Subway Series. The New York Yankees travel to Queens to play the Mets for this weekend. With 3-game series.
Just so the Yankees can lose.
And then we got the Philadelphia Phillies, who will be traveling to Pittsburgh to play the Pirates. Then in the Beltway battle, you'll have the Baltimore Orioles traveling down to Washington, D.C. to play the Nationals.
Oh, that's going to be that's good.
Yeah. The Cincinnati Reds will travel to Cleveland to play the Guardians. The Miami Marlins will be traveling down to Tampa Bay to play the Rays.
Okay.
The Cubs and the White Sox, always a great series, will be going at it this weekend as well. And here in the Lone Star State, the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros will be going at it down in Houston. That's always a rivalry, no matter what. Big rivalry, whether it's regular season or playoffs. Out in Missouri, Kansas City Royals will be traveling to St. Louis to play the Cardinals. The Los Angeles Dodgers will go up the road to play the Los Angeles Angels. And then finishing out the Battle of the Bay, the San Francisco Giants and the Athletics. They've had a storied history over the years, played in the 1989 World Series, which was famously known for the earthquake mid-telecast. I remember that to this day when it happened, 1989.
Yeah, I wouldn't know nothing about that.
It happened. It was live TV at the time when it happened. You started seeing the TV glitch a little bit, and you see the camera shaking, and then it just went technical difficulties.
Yeah, I ain't know Mookie Betts and his mom threw out the first pitch for the game.
Yeah, they did. That was a great moment. It was also just like with Ice Cube threw out the first pitch, and he didn't know that Mike Epps was behind the plate as a catcher because he wore the catcher's mask and everything.
I saw that. That was kind of dope. All right. So Nick, I'm gonna try and post this picture. Y'all work with me because it might get stuck. I might have to log out, log back in just to get it off the screen. But you know what? This is what we're gonna do because I'm a professional hungry person.
So while you do that, I'm gonna continue on with the games of the week. The Atlanta Braves will play the Miami Marlins the following week, starting next week. The Braves play the Marlins. Cincinnati will play the Phillies, go to Philadelphia. Cleveland travels to Detroit. The Milwaukee Brewers travel to Chicago to play the Cubs. The Pittsburgh Pirates will travel to St. Louis to play the Cardinals in another NL Central Division rival. Then on the West Coast, you got the young, upcoming, exciting Athletics who will be playing the Angels. The Chicago White Sox against the Seattle Mariners, which I think is going to be a really great series of two young teams. And of course, my favorite series, is one of my favorite series, the Los Angeles Dodgers against the San Diego Padres, as LA goes down to San Diego to play for a 3-game series. As you can see, we appreciate Jay for posting this up. This is our food of the week. And this is a Taste of the K taco, which you can find in Kansas City at Kauffman Stadium for the Kansas City Royals. It's priced at $25.
25.
Now, the ingredients, it's a 2-taco dish featuring a charred hot dog wrapped in a cheeseburger quesadilla, topped with barbecue brisket, fries, lettuce, pickled onions, 816 sauce, which is the area code out there in Kansas City, and sriracha Cracker Jacks.
See, I was good until you said the hot dog, bro. I was good until you mentioned the hot dog. I can't do it.
Why?
Nope. Not gonna do it.
Was it? No.
You know, ever since I showed them that video, the Mets podcast with the Mets broadcast where they were sharing the
Not even that. Not even because people call it a glizzy. I'm gonna tell you why. Because taco and hot dog don't go together. That's blasphemy.
Blasphemy.
So they said a lot of reviews have said it's a chaotic mix of heavy, greasy, and sweet flavors. It's a monstrosity or a heart attack meal because of the pure size and the ingredients that's in it.
Yeah. And they wonder why They wonder why people in America suffer from obesity and all this other extra stuff. Look at what we giving them at baseball games for $25, yo. Like
they cooking up this good shit right here. Look.
So, you gonna eat that, That's for you.
What is it? $25.
$25.
Containing roughly 1,800 to 2,300 calories.
Yes.
That's it for the next 3 days. You ain't got to eat for 3 days after you eat that. You can eat that and go into hibernation.
Calories. That's all I want to do is count calories.
Look, I don't even count calories, and I know that's OD.
You know what? I'll be dead, but licking my fingers good.
You can actually have that for three days.
Yo, Nate, you gonna get that, Nate?
Get it.
I'm not gonna lie. If I was out there, I would try it, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna probably take majority of it home because.
No, you're not. You don't take nothing home from the game, bruh, except for foul balls and maybe somebody threw some beads at you or something.
Listen, I'm not trying to have a meeting of the porcelain on site at the stadium.
Yeah, that's real.
Yo, you going to the bathroom at a public stadium, bro? You asking for a yeast infection of the butt, yo.
Right. So yeah, that's what I said. We might get one little taste, slice a little bit off, and take one little try of it. Say the race for later.
Yo, that's straight. Yo, you go to a public restroom, you looking to get gonorrhea, yo. Like you just gonna sit down on the toilet seat and catch gonorrhea immediately.
What's going on?
Yo, that's crazy.
So if you're ever out of Kansas City, that's one along with other menu options you can try out there. And last, I'm gonna say what I can at least refer to is while we can't show it, we got our tutorial video. Check out Arm Pitching Development. Actually, you can catch it on YouTube. There's a video out there about pitching mechanics tutorial that was for the video of the week. And so it's 6 steps to a simple and effective pitching. Pitching for those of you who want to be pitchers, who are currently pitching or maybe thinking about it, there's some steps that you can try out to see exactly, to help you out along your journey. I say for anybody who may say, oh, well, I don't want to be pitching. I never thought about pitching. It's good to be diverse when you play any sport. And we're going to stick strictly to baseball, but I'm going to say for any sport. Because especially for those of you who have dreams of getting to the league, or when you play throughout your years in high school, middle school, play every position if you can. The best thing you can do, and I feel like some of the players in the league that they don't really acknowledge, that are some of the most useful is the utility player. Like Luis Sojo, who used to play for the Mets, the Yankees. I think he played for the Yankees, was known as a utility player. That means you'll always have a place on the field. And I've said this before, you'll always have a place on the field. Hey, if right field is clogged up because Aaron Judge is playing right field.
That's called job security.
Right. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what it is.
For real. Yeah, like it's always good, like you were saying, Nate, it's always good to be skilled and versed in different positions and understand, because now you're more valuable to the team. That might actually make you put you in a position they ask for a lucrative contract. Like, hey, I could play shortstop, second base, third, left, right, center. I'm here. I can swing the bat. I could be designated here too if you need me. If I gotta sit down, if the roster's that stacked, I could just, I'm here. Let me know. I just gotta get paid. That's all I'm asking.
So yep, that's true. So I never like in any sport where if you play one position or you one position, that's all they want you to do. Sometimes I know you got to work on certain things at a certain time, but I feel like when you're really young, especially like the middle school, even high school days, play everything. Especially when it comes to sports. Even when it comes to sports, play every sport. You may want to be a baseball player, but you know what? You got a scholarship to go to college through basketball. You may still play basketball, or you may play maybe football, but now you're in the school. You can go. You'll see his baseball tryouts. You can walk on. and walk on it and try it for the team?
I'd say play every sport because even though they all have their strength and stuff like that, certain sports, they all tie in together. I encourage all basketball players, during the off season, do track. Do you know how quick that'll make your first step? You know how explosive that makes you? Football players, go play basketball. You know what I'm saying? You know how fast that'll work on your lateral movements and stuff like that, defensive slides and, just reacting, quick time hand movements and, lateral movements. And like I said before, baseball players, go play lacrosse. You know what I mean? Just do something different, y'all. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead, Nate.
No, you go ahead.
I was just saying, just play, play different sports and learn the skill sets from everything because they all tie in together and it'll just make you a better player in the sport that you do love to play on a consistent basis and that you hone in on,
Yep. And last update on the score, the Giants actually have tied the game up. It's 2-2 going into the top of the 6th inning. So in case you got nothing to watch or you still up, you can't go to sleep, go ahead and tune in. The game is on MLB Network. Unless you watch it on your local station or you live out on the West Coast, but it's on MLB Network as well. Tune in, catch the rest of the game if you want to. And that's about it for our show today. We thank everybody on the team. We improvised as always. That's what I love most about it. Sometimes it's good because our creative minds is going along as we go along on the show.
Yeah, and I guarantee this next week though, I'm looking to get my laptop fixed though. I'll tell you that much. I'm gonna have me a tablet or something that's gonna work properly. But because Nate, you did have a lot of wonderful videos to show, and I was looking at a couple of them while I was uploading them. And again, it's great that you and I can work on the fly. We can do this. We kind of ill, we kind of dope. But it'll be great if we were able to have the videos that we have to showcase and show and whatnot, because that's what makes the show even better. But hey, we're gonna get better, do better, and just come back even stronger. As always, if you haven't already done so, please hit the like, notification bell, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? We greatly appreciate that. Please know that we do have a couple of other shows coming up. One more show at the end of this week and another show at the beginning of next week. End of this week, we have the Virtual Mancave podcast with the whole crew. Me, Nate the Great, you saw D Rigger, Superhero Leo, the Panamanian Professor Art, and the Chef Troy. We just kick back, talk pretty much the same way we do right here, but we cover a lot of everything, a lot of other things on the internet, and we just a lot of wild characters, and we crack jokes. And every Monday we have D Rigger Presents Moments with Unc. You know what I mean? Where we laugh, kick jokes, talk about life. You know what I mean? And OG gives us, he puts us on the game. With that being said, Unc, what would you like to say to the people before we get up out of here?
Oh, what I would like to say. Like you say, Jay, drink water.
As I took a sip of Mountain Dew.
There you go.
This week for me, know who you are and what you do, and once you figure it out, invest in it and become great at it so they can't take away from your legacy.
Ooh.
What you got for us, Nate?
Step outside your comfort zone. Try something different. Instead of worrying about the negatives, think about the positives that can come from it.
Bars. And you know what? I almost made a mistake, y'all. I'm not even gonna hold y'all up, but I'm fixing it right now as we speak. It's about to be a whole different outro, right? I was about to mess up the outro, but I fixed it. All right.
We were gonna have the Virtual Man Cave outro.
Nah, you was gonna have the D Rigger outro. Yo, with that being said, we appreciate you and everybody who tapped in and tuned in. We see y'all next week, y'all. We out of here, family.
Come back.